This is brilliant. Damn. Okay, so as I'm remaking the Anyma and Cassian remix, I was blown away by 3 techniques I found that they're using to push this production over the top. I'd even go as far as betting my dog Moose that you can use all 3 of these in the production you're working on right now. Let me show you the 2 layers we're gonna be working with, and it's these first 2 synth sounds you're gonna hear on the buildup and the drop. There's gonna be one takeaway from this entire video, it's this. You need to automate and modulate everything in sight. I mean it, as much shit as possible. They choose to automate and modulate so many different parameters that it's turning average sounds into brilliant ones. We're gonna start with this first layer. Now I called it the fat wobble. I have no idea what you would call this, but it's kind of like a bass lead. And what we're gonna notice right away is there is automation to the filter cutoff. So if I solo this channel, clearly the filter is moving here, and I'll sort of do it for us so we can hear what this sounds like. Really, this filter cutoff is going to be used to accentuate some of the notes. You could see that with my automation. Then let's dig a little bit deeper, because there's more than just automation. There's also modulation taking place. So the first thing we have is this LFO2 is controlling the filter cutoff. And what it's doing is a dotted 8th note, just sort of opening and closing. And that's happening at the same time as I'm automating this filter cutoff. So you're getting this dotted 8th note of the filter opening and my automation. It's creating a lot. Then I also used LFO1 to slightly modulate the phase. Now, this probably doesn't have as big of an impact, but let me show you what this sounds like. This is a very cool trick that a lot of these Afterlife style synths use. So I'm gonna have LFO1. Let's bring it up to the phase and listen to what happens. It almost sounds like a natural detune or like a pitch wobble to the synth. Then in addition to LFO2, there's also envelope 2, which is also modulating this filter cutoff. So not only is the LFO making it open, close, open, close, open, close, but every time I strike a note, this envelope also pops the filter open. And it gives it a little bit of dynamic shape. So all of that combined with this filter cutoff automation, we get this. Instead of no automation, which would sound like this. It's just not as cool, right? It doesn't sound alive. The next one I want to check out is this LFO lead on the drop. Now, I don't think I got it perfect by any means, but the concept is there and it was close. So this is the sound we're going to be working with. Let's talk about how to get that sound. It's the automation and modulation that's creating this cool stuttering effect. So that to me is an LFO starting off fast and getting slow. I immediately thought filter cutoff. Sure enough, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have this LFO1 on the filter cutoff here. And now if I were to play this sound, I could speed it up, I could slow it down. That's one parameter we're gonna automate. The second parameter we're automating is kind of shady. Not everyone knows this, but you can automate the points in an LFO curve. So watch this. So imagine if I wanted to speed up and slow down and change the shape over time, I can do both, and you're gonna see that. The final parameter I'm automating is a pitch bend, so it bends down in pitch at the start. Something like that. Now I sat here and I futzed around, I didn't even get it perfect, but you see how you can get that effect. The other thing too I thought that was kind of cool was the second part of this does become very quantized with the beat and the grid. it sort of rolls from being out of time into time. So I just duplicated the patch and then had this one program the MIDI specifically. So it's the same sound. I'm just using as a straight up pluck. Now for the next brilliant technique, we're gonna head over to the drums. We're sticking with a familiar theme here, automation. And I wanna show you how it's used to inject life into just a plain old ordinary hi-hat layer. I love this trick and I am positive you can use this. Let's take a look. I'm gonna play this layer back here and I want you to listen to the shakers and how they sort of get noisier and lengthen towards the end of every 4-bar phrase. All I'm doing here is with the vocoder, I'm automating the release to come up at the end so that the length of noise, the tail of noise gets longer and longer and longer. So it goes from this really tight shaker to a longer drawn out version. Now, if you don't have the Ableton vocoder, how could you do this? A lot of ways. Just find like a long white noise sample. You could do this with LFO tool. If you have that plugin, create the tight 16th notes and then automate the dry wet. You could also do this with a noise gate where if you had white noise, put a noise gate on the white noise and you're going to set a sidechain trigger to 16th note hats. Tick, 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 tick. And every time that hat hits, it's going to trigger the white noise to run through that gate. And then you could just do the same thing. Automate the release so it starts from tight white noise to get longer and longer. It's just a really simple trick that keeps your drop moving along. I want to take a quick second to stop. If you're enjoying this, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And if you're stuck, you feel like you need personalized development, you could always fill out an application to our program. That link is in the description. So I'm going to be giving you a free download link, which will have the presets as well as the Ableton project file. So if you want to dig deeper into this and learn some more, you can do so. But more on that link later, so stick around. Let's move on to another brilliant technique I found in this remix. And for this one, we're talking ear candy. This next subtle layer, I'm going to play for you in the actual song first so you could hear their version. And then you're going to see mine may not be exact, but I'm using the same concept, which just shows it works. So here it is in the actual song. Did you notice that atmosphere that was sort of playing off of the kick and bass? Listen to mine here and I'm going to show you the layer I'm talking about. And it's just like a hum. It's just atmosphere. They had a very similar layer in theirs, but it fills out space in the mix. And I think the cooler thing is, watch when I take it away, the drop feels like it's missing something. Not only is it rhythmical, but it's tonal and it's a space filler. So how can you incorporate this into your own music? Well, there's no real rule to it. You see, mine is different than theirs. I put a bit crusher on mine. Rhythmically, it fits. It's in the key of my track, and it's quiet enough that your ear isn't paying attention to it. But if I take it away, your ear says something's wrong here. This feels empty. That's what we're looking for. All right, it's time for the link. I want to give you the presets and the project file to this so you can go deeper. You could save those presets. It's all yours. I'm going to pop the link up on the screen right now, but do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. All of these things I learned were great and I'm happy to share them with you, but come on, you need to be able to do this yourself. I'm going to help you with it. Tap the video on screen right now, and I'm going to give you an insane sound design challenge that if you can pass, after the 10th day, you will be able to remake songs on your own. It's hard. Think you can beat it? Tap it, and let's find out.